Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm looking at the Primaris Lieutenant for the Space Marines. This video is meant as a follow-on from my recent one about the Primaris Captain. Lieutenants and Captains both fulfill a similar sort of role in the Codex, but there are quite a few key differences. I'll cover it in this video. Remember, if you enjoy these, then do subscribe and leave a like, and don't forget to comment what you want to see next. Here you can see the Lieutenant's datasheet. He's 75 points with mostly the same stat line as a Captain, except he's 5 wounds and 4 attacks, both of which have dropped 1. Also, he has 75 points instead of the Captain's 90. Now, Lieutenants have an ability where you can take 2 of them in 1 HQ slot. This is particularly useful, especially because you can cram more HQs into a single detachment. For example, taking a chaplain or a librarian without having to put them in an auxiliary support detachment. You can only have a maximum of 2 in 1 detachment, however. This represents the fact that there's only 1 captain and 2 lieutenants in every Space Marine company. The Lieutenant has another ability called Tactical Precision, very similar to the Captain's Rites of Battle ability. However, instead of a 6-inch aura of rerolling hit rolls of 1, you're rerolling wound rolls instead. It's still pretty useful, but I think the Captain's one can be slightly better, especially when dealing with plasma. They both give the same 16.6% damage increase, however. The Lieutenant starts off as being equipped with a mastercrafted power sword and bolt pistol. I've covered what the power sword is in the previous video, and everyone knows what a bolt pistol's like. He can replace his sword with either a mastercrafted auto bolt rifle or stalker bolt rifle. Note the fact that he has to replace it. Unlike the Captain, he can't take a sword in addition to his rifle, which is a bit annoying, so you have to specialise him for one thing instead of the Captain being able to do everything, but it's not the end of the world. For 15 points, he can take a Neo-Volkite pistol and Storm Shield in addition to his mastercrafted power sword. This is probably the strongest option in my opinion, as it gives him a 2-up regular save and a 4+ invulnerable save. And the Neo-Volkite pistol is very strong, being 15 inches, pistol 2, strength 5, no AP, flat 2 damage, and wound rolls of 6, causing a mortal wound on the target. If he's in the Dark Angels chapter, for 5 extra points, he can replace his bolt pistol, most likely if he's equipped with the power sword, but I believe you can take it even if he's given a bolt rifle. You can replace his bolt pistol with a plasma pistol for 5 extra points. It's not on this list here, but if he's from the Space Wolves chapter, then he can replace all of his weapons with a mastercrafted special issue bolt carbine and a mastercrafted power axe. It's a shame that this option's only available for Space Wolves, because I think it's also very good, and only 5 points extra, giving him a good melee weapon and a good shooting weapon. Now I'll take a look at some tactics and strategies you can use him for. He's less strong than Captain overall, both in melee, although their shooting ability is the same depending on which rifle you give them. But I think if he's given the Storm Shield and the Power Sword, he can be equal to a Captain. I think lieutenants aren't supposed to be going around on their own and building a smash captain, for example. I think a lieutenant is better wandering around buffing key units, such as Terminators or Blade Guard veterans. Getting reroll 1s on those is really useful, especially if it's Terminators with their power fists, as they're -1 to hit, so they need all the help they can get to make sure as much damage goes through with them. I'd also like to discuss one relic that you can give this guy. I like to run one with a power sword and bolt pistol, and then spend one command point to give him the Hell Fury Bolts relic from the Ultramarine Special Issue War Gear. What this relic does is you select one bolt weapon that the user is equipped with, in this case the bolt pistol, and instead of firing normally, you make a single hit roll. If it scores a hit, then the target suffers one mortal wound. This is really useful, as instead of just having a low damage, low strength weapon, you'll be getting a mortal wound most of the time, especially if he's close to a captain, getting that reroll hit roll of 1 and hitting on 2s. He'll be doing it almost every time. I'd definitely take this one, or at least take it into consideration when building an army list, especially Ultramarines, as I find this is really strong, especially if you put him close to some enemy tanks, or even Primarchs such as Mortarion. So overall, I've decided to give him a score of 8 out of 10. He's a good all-rounder for buffing. I think he can work well with any core unit, and it won't really be wasted, except for some things with either very low shooting damage or low melee, such as a tactical squad in melee. I think any list will benefit from at least one lieutenant going in, and maybe even 2, and I don't think he even really needs to fight. All he needs to do is just be buffing troops around him. If you're building a list that's based around getting buffs from captains, having a lieutenant right next to the captain to have a double reroll aura of hit rolls and wound rolls of 1 can work very well. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then please consider subscribing and leave a like and comment what you want me to look at next. Thanks for watching.